Hello, how you guys doing? Welcome to my channel and thank you for stopping by. Hope your day is going great. So today I'm going to talk about Megalania and why I think Megalania will be the most fun playable that will come to the Isle. And yeah, now some things will be facts that I will talk about, some things will be more hope, let's say, my imagination and predicting stuff of what it might be like. But with everything I will say will hopefully strengthen my point of why it will be the most fun dino.
What did he say?
It's not a dinosaur, it's a goanna. A monitor lizard, just an extra large one. Just put that there just before people start crying and speed typing like, you bastard, it is not a dino. I know, don't cry about it. I corrected myself, okay? But anyway, apart from that, this is a discussion video. These are of course going to be ideas and facts, just like I said, so feel free to add your own ideas down below. Maybe if there's something I was wrong about, correct me, of course. I tried to do my research as much as I could, but I know most people are quite excited to see it, even though it will probably come out for our grandkids to play. But hey, we can dream on. So apart from that, have a great day, enjoy the video, and let's get started. It may not be the biggest, it may not be the smallest, and it even may not be the middest. Megalania, a cool very big boy lizard. Why in the Isle? Why not? The Isle doesn't technically have just dinosaurs. Yes, it is like 95% dinosaurs, but I'm not opposed to it. Now, why it will be great in the game? I mean, just a few facts. It will be semi-aquatic. It can climb when small, be venomous, most likely flesh corrosion, which will be really cool. Hopefully we can actually see that happening in game, not just like a little icon saying that you have been poisoned or envenomated, should I say. Maybe you start seeing like actual blisters pop up or boils. That'll be really cool. Of where you got bit, let's say. It will probably hunt small dinos as well in water. That's going to be a good thing to stop dinos from overpopulating if dino ever becomes that fun again like it used to be. And it can even get in burrows. So everything I've listed there, there'll be a lot of dinos that can do a bit of everything there. But nothing from the top of my head can do as much as Megalania can. I mean, this will literally make it a fantastic all-rounder. It might not be T-Rex. It might not be as big as T-Rex, of course. It's not going to probably even be able to fight T-Rexes. I highly doubt I'll be able to kill off apexes, right? This ain't Path of Titans. This is meant to be a bit more realistic. But what my point is pretty much is that you get to have fun from the get-go. Now, back in the good old days of Spyro, just a little backstory here, I used to have a lot of fun growing dinos. It was, most of my content was me dying or pecking at other fully grown carnos as a small carno, let's say, and just having fun, trying to run away.
Come shining through
to make those rainbows in my mind.
Can't really do that since Gateway. They've really limited fun, to put it honestly. Like, you can't really do that anymore, so you pretty much have to wait to get to mid-size of like your mid-growth, maybe even Sabado, but most of the time it's adult. That's where you're gonna have most fun, because depending on what dino you are too, of course, it's a bit boring, it's a bit tame. They've added a lot more things into the game, even like Sanctuary, which is meant to, I guess, spice things up for you, but really it's like, oh, I can eat food here, when I used to be able to eat food when I was little anyway. So now it's telling me I have to go there to get food. Of course you can go migration too, but as a young one, it is better to go to a sanctuary, of course. But Megalania, when it's small, it has a playstyle. When it's big, it has a playstyle, meaning that you'll constantly have something not only different to do, but something to do, which is a very big plus. I mean, just like it's depicted even here, as you'll see, on the concept art, which I'm sure most of you have seen by now anyway. This came out quite a while ago. But you can see it's the small one here, small Megalania, climbing trees. I doubt it's going to climb trees like Herrera, of course. It's not going to be jumping across. But if a Herrera's gone AFK in trees, just how it's now no longer safe to walk around trees because of Herreras, and Herreras feel like the kings right now, and they probably will be for quite a while. Now you're gonna get some donkey that's just gonna AFK the Herrera like, I'm safe up here, but then a Megalania comes up and eats you. You come back and like, damn, I forgot about those. Just like we all forget about Herreras. Maybe not so much anymore, but at the beginning, you know, not many people were paying attention to looking up, because PT was never something that you had to worry about really, but Herrera is. So as you can see, they've already planned it and made it, so it's going to be something that's going to have its own system, let's say, just for when it's small. So just there, you're going to have some fun. Of course, you're going to be semi-aquatic too, which I do believe means that you'll be able to properly swim, judging by this picture here where it's just swimming with a nice fish. It looks like something that's actually actually going to spend a good amount of time in the water as well if it wants to. I think Megalania might even be a close second or third. Maybe it will be one of the ones that can really spend almost as much time as Dino. Just seems like a, very tough guy, nothing really bothers him. This also means that you can also diversify your playstyle even more. You're going to be able to swim a lot more, hunt probably small dinos like I mentioned earlier on, help limit that population. If it ever becomes really good that more people play Dino, then you'll be able to help limit that population, which is fantastic. I like dinos, but it's never fun when there's too many, right? You want to be able to drink somewhere. And judging by this picture here, with how the human is just ripped to shreds, I don't know if this is just a cool animation or if maybe it's showing the corrosion from its venom. That would be really cool. If that could happen to dinos, like limbs or just maybe just some big boils on the skin, that would be really cool. Disgusting, but cool. Quite a big boy. I mean, it's pretty much the same length as a Tenno. Not as tall. Not that Tenno's too tall anyway. And that again will make it a more deadly predator because it's quite long, but it's shallow. Like it's quite low to the ground. It's going to be something that can easily ambush you, hiding in the bushes and just come out after you. They'll be able to bite you once and it'll just track you. It'll probably have a really good scent as well. Maybe even its own kind of mechanic to scent where it can really track something that's bit. It'd be that annoying that you go from south to north, it will track you as long as you're within a certain distance, not like you can literally run 20 miles away and it'll still be able to track you. And yeah, so I mean, just these things I mentioned now, I mean, does a Megalania sound fun? It's going to be able to hunt most of the roster. I think it's going to be able to even fight mid-tiers quite easily. Now, if it's going to be able to fight stuff like a full-grown Suko, debatable for sure. I don't know. But I do think you'll be able to fight Allos, Carnos, Baryonyx, stuff like that. I don't think you'll be able to outdo them in strength, but maybe if it gets a few of those corrosive bites in, gets away, let that venom sink in, and then boom. I mean, you even got it hunting Maggie here, which is a dino that is apparently meant to be a dino that no one's going to want to eat. That don't quote me on this. These are things I heard a long time ago, so I don't even know if this was even something that was confirmed or not, but I did hear things about its meat being poisonous Maggie, that it literally no one would want to eat it, which is why a lot of people were kind of like, well, what's the point in the dino then? So I thought fair enough, at least it makes it a little bit unique. I mean, okay, no one can eat it, but you can still have fun, right? But I get it. Hunters want to hunt, right? But regardless whether that's true or not, or if it was something else, you got Megalania hunting it. So maybe it's going to be Megalania's favorite food, Maggie. This makes it more exciting to play, as you can expect to have fun with it right from the get-go. Literally have stuff to do from when you're young. It's not like Carno, you start playing, there's not much you can really fight. You pretty much have to always be careful and just hope for the best that you can scavenge some food, grow to about Sabodo, then you can kind of start doing stuff. Same with Omnis, they're very small and fragile. They're still quite fragile when they're bigger, but of course you can do a lot more damage. You can pretty much take on almost anything, if not anything, in the roster if you have the right patience. A Megalania will be able to hunt stuff from a young age. It'll be the perfect juvenile hunter to maybe even almost Sabadot hunter when small / already sub itself, and then when it's fully grown, it's going to be able to take down probably all the mid tiers, if that makes sense, right? Not the big mid tiers like Suko. I might be wrong there, of course, we'll have to wait and see about that, but it'll be to take down at least all the mid tiers and down, which is going to help keep the ecosystem alive. Oh, and of course I almost forgot, it will be able to burrow as well. Well, go into burrows. Like you can even see here, the Dryos, they're not having a good time. They thought they created a safe little house, and they didn't. Just another thing to add why it's just going to be an awesome playable. Now, I will be honest with you, this wasn't really one that I was looking forward to too much before. Not that I had anything against it. I was happy for it to come, but I was always like, oh, I can wait for it. I don't really care too much about Megalania, but the more I look into it and started doing research a little bit on it whilst trying to do this video, I did see that actually I would like to see this as soon as possible. But unfortunately, there hasn't really been any talks about Megalania by the devs in quite a long time. So I don't think we're going to see it anytime soon. We're probably going to get the whole round of dinos that we've seen them talk about and show some kind of concept arts for, and then Megalania will probably just drop eventually, which is a shame because I also know it's quite a popular dino. A lot of people...
Oh, hell no!
Done it again, not dino. Quite a popular lizard. Playable, alright? So a lot of people want to play it. Okay, that's enough for this part of the video. Hopefully it sold it to you if you had any doubts, because I think it's going to be awesome. Now these are going to be purely just ideas. So let's get on with the rest of the video. So where could it live on a map? Judging that's going to be a semi-aquatic. I don't know if it's going to be one of those that's going to spawn in water or spawn out. Or maybe it might even be one of those, it might even have its own way that it might spawn sometimes in water and sometimes out. Don't know. Now the map is going to be very different by then. By the time Megalania actually comes in, it ain't going to look like this. I mean, it already doesn't look like this, the map, technically speaking. We are currently having horde test. I don't know, horde test may have even been out by the time this video is out. But the map has already been changed in horde test. We have got the docks, right, and we've also got swamps, which is 3 times bigger. I haven't seen if there's anything else that's new on the map. There might be some other new places. I think they're the 2 biggest changes. But point is, by the time Megalania comes out, there might even be UFOs in the game. I have no idea how different the map will look. They might even scrap this map and go back to Spyro, which I hope. Well, I hope mainly that we'll have Spyro back as well as Gateway, to be fair, because I did like Spyro. Or we might even have another map. Who knows at this point? Everything's always a bit crazy with the eye on how it goes, right? But anyway, where could it go on a map if we would pretend that this is what the map looks like? So let's just add the docks here, because we know the docks are here or somewhere here, and of course the swamps are a lot bigger, and I think this guy's even been deleted, I think. But anyway, let's just imagine this. So this box represents this box represents this. There we go. I would presume Megalania would go where there's more river systems. It's not going to be something that's going to hunt in plains, because when Apexes will be out, which will be out by the time Megalania comes out, it will be fragile to them. A T-Rex will probably straight up just come pick it up and just launch it somewhere. I don't think there's much a Megalania will be able to do. Even with its amazing venom, it would also suck a little, because I doubt Megalania will take that long to grow. A Rex will take a lot longer, right? But yeah, so I would imagine it being more of a swamp dweller, especially with swamps being so much bigger. You're going to have a lot more space. It's going to be something that's probably going to enjoy slipping in and out of the shallow waters. Probably won't want to spend too much time in the deep waters because of big dinos. It will have the shallow waters, but because it's quite a short creature itself, you'll probably even be able to hide in the shallow waters quite well. And if you don't look properly, you might mistake it for a rock. Who knows? And then bam. And that is also where a lot of dinos like to run, through the shallow parts of swamps, because they know no dino's going to be there that can kill them, right? But if Megalania's there, that's going to be some surprise, right? And if not here, then maybe even possibly at northeast with a big lake. Because you have got jungles near, you have got also quite a long river, let's say, with waterfalls. I would still believe more swampy areas, and I wouldn't say highlands, because I feel like that's a bit too open for Megalania. There's not really that much cover for it to hide if it wanted to. And there's one big lake, and if there's one big dino in that lake, what are you gonna do? Apart from die, right? Of course, I understand there are also saltwater mutations now. That changes the game completely. But we're just talking about habitat here, like where would it like to live and probably spend more time in. So I would still say swamps, but if not, then probably northeast with a big lake. Let me know what you guys think. Would you agree with that, or do you think maybe somewhere else? What would it hunt? I have already kind of covered this. So I think it would hunt. I think it could take on Kano in terms of envenomating it. I do think Kano will probably still be stronger than it. More of a brute, let's say. Bite force wise, I don't think there'll be that much different, because Kano hasn't got that strong of a bite force, let's say. It's more of just a brute, right? Especially with its most recent downgrade. Cerato is probably a better opponent. But if we were to bring Aloe into the picture too, I don't think it would be able to hunt that, but I think it'll be able to defend itself well enough if it got caught out. Unless the Aloe's pretty skilled with running circles around it, I would believe the Aloe would win. So I think he'll be hunting more stuff like Tenos, just like in the concept art. No Ceratopsians, I highly doubt that. But anything that's a baby, any juvenile, anything that's in a nest, anything that's still growing with its family, I think they're all going to be in danger of being taken out by a Megalania. And what would it be afraid of? Quite literally any apex and every big mid tier. Now, without repeating myself again and again, it's not built for that, of course. Megalania might be no joke, but it is also no Superman. Let's be honest here. But yeah, that's enough about this guy here, Megalania. What do you guys think? Is it something that you would like to see sooner? Would you replace it with any of the dinos that are coming next? Because I know when the concept art came out for this, everyone was talking about Megalania mainly. Everyone was hoping that it was going to be out by now, of course, and it's not. But it's been so dead quiet about it that I thought, hey, let me have a chat about it, liven it up again, and see where we can go with this. Hopefully the devs will bring it out at least after the next round of dinos. But yeah, apart from that, you guys have a great day. Hope to see you all on the next one. Do let me know down below if there's maybe a dino you'd like to see me speak about next. And yeah, have a great day and peace.